I love Batman. I love the Arkham games. I think Arkham Knight is criminally underrated. I think Arkham Asylum is legendary. And I think City and Origins are still so much fun. So I've been waiting for Rocksteady or WB Montreal to do something. And WB Montreal fired the first shot with Gotham Knights. We're taking a look at the first ever gameplay. This is real footage. I got a bunch more details and we're going to discuss all about it. But we got to get in. Smash that like button if you're pumped for this game. 4 characters, 1 Gotham, and 2021. I was so hoping that the game would somehow sneak into 2020. Just not possible. But it's a cross-gen title. So that leads me to think it was supposed to come out this year. And they just weren't able to get it finished. But it looks so good, I'm willing to wait. PS5, PS4, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, and Nightwing ready to duke it out. And you can play it completely single player, which was a humongous relief for me. It's 1 to 2 players, online co-op, or single player. And I don't know, I'm a weirdo. I love my single player games, so I'm so happy. But this looks ridiculously cool. And this is who I'm going to play as. I'm playing as Batgirl. I just know it already. She was one of my favorites in Injustice. One of my favorites in the universe. It looks so good. If you go back and compare Arkham Knight to this, you might think in your head like, oh, this looks just like how Arkham Knight looked. No. I went back. It's been years, and the time does tell a new story of visual awesomeness. There's just so many flourishes, and you'll see it specifically when Batgirl gets into combat, like the little particle effects flying off of her weaponry and stuff. Even that tall tower, the scope and scale looking mighty. Now I'm interested because as Robin comes in here, if you do play it solo, can you swap characters throughout the way? Or are you locked into who you pick? Does your XP, like Robin just got a kill and that gave Batgirl XP. So maybe XP is generic and it can be applied across all characters. They have confirmed that each character has their own skill tree, their own progression. But I do wonder if your XP is kind of leveling everybody up so you would be capable of character swapping mid-adventure if you play it solo. Let me know who you guys are going to play as in the comments down below. Smash that like button if you're pumped for this game. I hope it's like a first half 2021 title. I hope it's not like holiday. You can see though, check out some of these particle effects, the light. I will admit it's a little weird having all the numbers and stuff popping in a Batman game. I love those crazy attacks there. Pretty nifty as Robin and Batgirl duke it out as a duo.
Just a heads up, that chopper's under orders to fire on anything that moves inside.
Now they did say that this is about 12 hours into the game, halfway through the Mr. Freeze storyline, and we see that Batgirl and our character is level 10.
The storm is getting worse. You need to hurry and find a way inside Elliott Center.
The GCPD chopper made that part easy.
It's crazy to me that it's taken them so long to just make another game in this universe. We have, obviously, Rocksteady doing the Suicide Squad game, which we'll probably talk about soon.
This doesn't look up to code.
But personally, I love Arkham, I love Batman. I know this isn't technically in the Arkham series, it's Gotham Knights, but look at that city! Oh, seamless flying over the city, and we may not be Batman, but we still have a whole lot of the same stealthy moves. And I love the set pieces as we enter an indoor environment. You guys know indoor environments mean a lot to me.
I meant to do that.
And I was really hopeful this one just turned into some 4-player beat-em-up fest in the outdoors. I love that there's the limit on 2-player. I think that's going to allow them to emphasize and focus on story and set piece. And just the intricate detail and design that the developers have put in the game. It's being led by a dude who worked on Splinter Cell, Blacklist, and Conviction. Which is pretty awesome, I think. Because, lethal stealth is very important in these games, along with the group engaging combat. I don't know, I want to experience all the cool moments for myself. I want to feel like I did everything, so that's why I got to do it solo. But I could see challenges and side stuff being fun in co-op. I know a lot of you will probably play the whole thing co-op. I don't know, I like the more stealthy and intimate experience of playing this by myself. It is a little weird seeing all the numbers and the graphics and the things pop. That does make it feel a little bit like a, I don't know, like a Division or Destiny. It absolutely is not. It's much more of a tried and true Batman game. I think Suicide Squad is where you're gonna see the games as a service stuff really pop out, for better or worse. But I love the combat in these games. I think it's so fun. Yeah, there we go, those partner attacks. I'm shocked Avengers didn't just steal the Batman combat system, honestly. Because I think it's so good. And it'll be cool to see this like on next gen. It's next gen Batman, that just like hit me. Like this is PS5 Batman right here. And, you know, they emphasize this mission because it's a very beautiful one. I think it really shows off the engine. I think it really indicates, you know, some of the flourishes that co-op will bring as you kind of spread out. You saw that a bit earlier, and yet we still work together. That it's still a story-focused game despite being multiplayer. That there still are characters and battles and clashes that are going to be so fan-centric despite not having Batman himself. But they don't even really get into any of the Court of Owls stuff in this gameplay. I'm pretty pumped for how that mystery is going to affect things.
We need to stop this now.
Billy Batson.
I was so hoping that this game would hit this year. In my opinion, it was like, I felt like it was going to like save the year, kind of.
Almost.
But I'm sure the pandemic pushed things just in too difficult of a place for them to get finished. Some of these lighting effects, though, man, oh man, I'm sure it's going to look even better. They say this is pre-alpha, so I'm sure it's going to look even better when it finally does hit. Saying it's pre-alpha makes me a little nervous in terms of release timetable. They gave no window, no quarter, just 2021. I really hope it's not an end-of-the-year type game.
Field disruptors in place. It's charging.
Now, this is a little interesting because it could be conceived or perceived as a defend the computer beat 'em up boss battle, which does feel very like Destiny or Division-esque.
When this disruptor goes off, trust me.
You guys remember fighting Mr. Freeze last time? It was a little bit more of a stealthy affair. And here, as you're going to see, I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's so hype. They do such a good job like building like momentum and hype and enthusiasm, which gets me so excited. But like this whole idea of just everybody like wailing on him, that has me a little worried, honestly. Does it bug you at all? Just because the Freeze battle before was such like a careful, calculated affair, and this is just kind of looks like two people hacking away with all their power and all their attacks, which does unfortunately remind me of like games as a service. Even though I know this is not, you know, I don't know, maybe there's multiple stages to Freeze's battle and some pattern recognition and things that you do need to put in place. But it looks so sick. I cannot wait to freaking play it. And there's so many questions I have, like how different is Gotham? This guy's freaking out about it. I want to show you, I want to run one more thing with you guys, which is going to be the trailer, because I thought this trailer was sick as well.
Somewhere north of the city. We're still waiting for the police to confirm if
Oh, hey, I'm not here.
any victims.
Where am I?
It's evolving rapidly.
There I am.
Please bear with
We heard
us.
this really loud boom. There was smoke everywhere.
Emergency services have confirmed that they've discovered a body buried.
I do
in
think
the
it's
wreck.
ballsy and bold to like kill Batman in the trailer. You know, like that would have, you know, what would have been sick. And maybe they still do this. You start the game as the tutorial, you play as Batman, and then he dies.
Now able to confirm that billionaire
But I guess that would have been like too much of a bait and switch. We've already dealt with the Red Hood issue from Arkham Knight, so I definitely don't want any part of that again. But I thought this trailer was really good. And kudos to WB and DC for dropping a cinematic trailer, then including some gameplay shots, in-engine shots in the trailer, and then saying, oh, by the way, we got straight gameplay. Everyone should do it like this. The last Nintendo Direct, Indie World did a great job of this. Vibe trailer, mood trailer,
You're
gameplay.
watching this. I'm dead. This is a code black.
I will say part of me is sad that we don't get to be Batman, because I love playing as
This
Batman.
message was automatically triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained. We both know it won't take long for Gotham's criminals to realize the Batman is gone. And you can't count on the GCPD. Haven't trusted us since Jim died. Gotham will need its protectors more than ever. I'm leaving you the Belfry as base of operations. Some of the technology is outdated, but it has the gear you need and all of my files. You've always had my back when I needed you. I know you'll keep Gotham safe. Good luck. And goodbye.
Bye, buddy. kind of wish Rocksteady was taking you on, but instead they're doing Suicide Squad. But which I don't know, we'll see. It could be cool. You know, they said that Belfry is going to be a very important place, and you might think that it would be like a big hub, but since the game is limited to 2-player online co-op, I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of weird interactivity amongst other players, you know, network style at the Belfry. So I wonder what that hub serves. If it's just an interesting hub, or how much more they've you know, put into that place. And I wonder, like, some of my favorite elements of the Arkham games, you know, are like I think these like character intros are sick. Some of my favorite elements of the Batman games are like the collectibles, right? And like the Riddler stuff and the Joker stuff we're not. How does that work with co-op? Is that going to be an emphasis? You know, if I had to guess, I think that combat will be a much bigger part of this game than it has been in any past title. But I do hope they're able to put some of the detectiveness, some of the collectibles, some of that stuff in that does make it feel like a very single-player, living, breathing world, like a detail-oriented, super involved game that you can get really invested in. Besides just character progression and numbers ticking up XP-wise. I'm also going to be so curious to see the player percentages of who plays who. And that's obviously going to be dramatically affected if you are allowed to hot swap. I feel like you have to. That's my favorite shot right there. I'm going to go back real quick. That's my favorite. I won't pause too much, but this is my favorite shot. Right up here. It's this one of Batgirl. I think the colors look so good. I remember thinking Arkham Knight looked insane, and now this is Gotham Knights is going to look so freaking pretty. It's this shot right there. That to me looks so freaking sick with the yellow bleeding onto the streets from the street lamps, and you got the neon signs in the buildings. You can see you got like an over like the subway, or not subway, I guess it would be like the train or whatever, the monorail, whatever you want to call it, thing up above. Multi layers, a lot of verticality, just a beautiful sight. And the unique powers that everyone's gonna have while maintaining like a similar combat structure should be really freaking cool. I hope there's a lot of really good story missions. I hope there's like a good overarching just mystery, and you know, the different vehicles should be really fun. No Batmobile, doesn't seem like. So for those of you that hate the tank, you're in luck. And then the whole like Court of Owls thing is super interesting, and how that's going to factor in. That's where it seems like the creepiness, the intrigue is really going to exist. I love this part so much. I love mystery in games. We don't get enough of it.
Talks about them. Not a whisper word is said. For if you try to crush them, then Natal strikes you dead.
So freaking evocative. I love it so much. I'm so excited for this game. I hope we get more soon. I hope we get a launch day soon. I hope that launch day is soon. I hope it's not stuck in, you know, like a alternate reality where it's, you know, so far back in the past. I'm going to roll through this gameplay a little bit again as we just wrap up. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you're excited. At the end of the day, I think, honestly, if I want to be perfectly honest with you, I would pick a single-player solo game over this. But it's not the way of the world anymore, and I think there could be some coolness incorporated by allowing for 4 different characters. You know, they definitely were leaning that way in Arkham City by allowing you to play some segments as other characters by having so many partner situations and scenarios. I just hope they're able to retain, like, I really like the storyline in the Arkham games. I hope they're able to maintain the plot and the intrigue and the emotionality, the mystery, the intrigue, some of those, like, crazy moments. Remember some of those mind-bending moments with Scarecrow and stuff? I hope they're able to still have some of those here, despite it being a co-op game. And the fact that it's 2 players instead of 4 does have me hopeful that the emphasis will be on set piece and storytelling, much more so than it could have been if it was doubled up in terms of player cap. But there's a lot still to learn about this game, and I cannot freaking wait. Oh, next gen, you know, next gen seems to be missing titles, but this is a big get, and I'm super excited. We'll have to check out Suicide Squad later. Hopefully we get more details on this soon. Who are you going to play? Let me know in the comments down below. Batgirl, Robin, Red Hood, or Nightwing? I feel like right now Nightwing kind of has the least love, but let me know your take in the comments down below. Until next time, everybody, thanks so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. Gotham Knights! Oh, we're getting it. So drink some hot chocolate, and we'll see you all later.